A father and son was watching football in the backyard. So they had a TV in the backyard. They were sitting there grilling and everything. And the father said, "I'll be right back, son. I'm going to the house to go get some more beverages." And the son said, "No problem. Okay, Dad. I'll be here. Hurry up. You're going to miss the game." He said, "Okay, I'm coming." It wasn't even 5 minutes. He came back. His son was on the ground, unresponsive. And what happened was he OD'd off fentanyl. So while the father was getting up to go, the son thought, "Okay, let me go in my pocket. Let me get this needle. Let me get this heroin, and let me shoot it before he come back. It's only going to take seconds." And when he shot in his arm and it went in his blood, in the vein, he died instantaneously. That's how overdose happened. And the father come back with drinks in his hand for him and his son to enjoy the burgers and brocks. And like, "What happened to my boy? What happened?" So he dropped the drinks and shaking him, "What's going on?" And they take him into paramedics, and his diagnosis, the autopsy, he overdosed on fentanyl. The father began to blame himself. If I did not go in there and get any drinks, he would have, you understand, still been here. But you got to look deeper than that. He already had the drugs in his pocket. So even though he might have finished watching the game with you, but he still had plans to shoot that drug in his vein that day. That's why it was in his pocket. If it wasn't then, it would have been later on. But look how fast it happened. Look how something that was so, exciting turned to something to be so tragic. And parents blame themselves, family members blame themselves, like, "I wish I could have done something." Like, "Why did you do those drugs? You got everything going for you, son. Why?" Only they know their reason why they decide to go that route. And majority of the time, that drug can take you out for those who have OD'd. And the father had to learn how to forgive himself and not blame himself for walking away to get beverages for him and his son to enjoy the game. Things was cooking on the grill. They got the brocks on the grill, steaks on the grill, all that cooking. The whole scenery set up for him to come back and see his son dead on the ground. Do you understand? That's why it's so important to communicate. Even if it's uncomfortable to open up to someone and tell